Hello everyone, and welcome to Peak Selects. At one moment, these footballers were starting for elite clubs or representing their countries on the biggest stage. Then the names suddenly stopped appearing at the top level. Some were destroyed by injuries. Others struggled away from the pitch or chose a different life. Not every career on this list was a failure, but every player left the elite far sooner than expected. Here are 10 footballers who suddenly vanished from football's elite. Number 10, Oscar. Oscar was only 25 when he left Chelsea in January 2017. He had already won the Premier League, Europa League, and League Cup, and had started for Brazil at the 2014 World Cup. Instead of spending his prime in Europe, he accepted a major offer from Shanghai SIPG. The move was successful. Oscar became captain and won 3 Chinese league titles, but it instantly removed him from Europe's spotlight and Brazil's national team. After 8 years in Shanghai, he returned to Sao Paulo. A heart condition forced him to retire in April 2026 at 34. Number 9, Michu. Swansea signed Michu from Rayo Vallecano for roughly £2 million in 2012. In his first season, he scored 22 goals in all competitions, won the League Cup, and became a Spain international. Then his right ankle began to fail him. His second season was repeatedly interrupted, and a loan to Napoli could not restore his form. Swansea released him in 2015, only 3 years after his spectacular arrival. Michu later played for 4th-tier Langreo and returned to Real Oviedo, but the pain remained. He retired in 2017 at only 31. Number 8, Jackson Martinez. Jackson Martinez finished as the Portuguese league's top scorer in all 3 of his seasons with Porto. Atletico Madrid paid €35 million for him in 2015, but he scored only 3 times in 22 appearances. 6 months later, Atletico sold him to Guangzhou Evergrande for €42 million. The transfer moved him away from Europe's biggest competitions, and a chronic ankle injury made the fall much worse. He went almost 2 years without playing, attempted a comeback with Portimonense, and retired in 2020. Within 1 year, Porto's feared goalscorer had almost completely disappeared. Number 7, Bojan Krkić. Bojan entered Barcelona's first team at 17 and was immediately labelled the next Messi. He scored 12 goals in his debut season, but the expectations became enormous. Bojan later revealed that he suffered anxiety attacks during this period and missed Euro 2008 because of them. Barcelona never found a permanent role for him, and he joined Roma in 2011. Milan, Ajax, Stoke City, Mainz, Alaves, Montreal, and Vissel Kobe followed. Bojan still built a respectable career, but he never returned to the elite position predicted for him as a teenager. He retired in 2023 at 32. Number 6, Jesse Rodriguez. In 2013-14, Jesse looked ready to become Real Madrid's next homegrown star. He scored 8 times in 31 matches despite competing with Cristiano Ronaldo, Gareth Bale, and Karim Benzema. In March 2014, he tore the anterior cruciate ligament in his right knee. He never fully regained his previous acceleration or momentum. Paris Saint-Germain paid around €25 million for him in 2016, but he quickly fell out of the team. Loans and short stays followed across Europe, Brazil, and Malaysia. Jesse eventually returned to Las Palmas, but the player once close to Spain's World Cup squad never returned to the Champions League level. Number 5, André Schürrle. André Schürrle played for Chelsea and Borussia Dortmund, won the Premier League, and delivered the cross for Germany's winning goal in the 2014 World Cup final. Yet by his late 20s, he no longer looked comfortable in elite football. After difficult periods at Dortmund, Fulham, and Spartak Moscow, his Dortmund contract was terminated in 2020. Days later, Schürrle retired at just 29. He explained that professional football's pressure and loneliness had worn him down, while the difficult moments had become deeper and the positive moments less frequent. A World Cup winner simply decided that continuing was no longer worth the personal cost. Number 4, Jack Wilshere. At 19, Jack Wilshere controlled midfield against Barcelona and looked capable of becoming England's defining midfielder. He was Arsenal's youngest league debutant, won the PFA Young Player of the Year award, and played 49 matches in 2010-11. Then came a stress fracture in his ankle. Wilshere missed the entire next season, and further ankle, leg, and groin problems repeatedly stopped his comebacks. He left Arsenal in 2018, struggled for minutes at West Ham, and later played for Bournemouth and Danish club AGF. He retired in 2022 at 30. Wilshere moved into coaching and became Luton Town's manager, but his playing career ended years too soon. Number 3, Dele Alli. Dele Alli won the PFA Young Player of the Year award twice and scored 18 Premier League goals in 2016-17 while still only 20 for most of the season. He later started for England at the 2018 World Cup and helped Tottenham reach the 2019 Champions League final. Then his form declined, injuries accumulated, and several managers dropped him. Everton and a difficult Besiktas loan followed. In 2023, Dele openly discussed childhood trauma, mental health treatment, and addiction to sleeping tablets. After almost 2 years without a competitive match, he joined Como. His only appearance ended with a red card, and his contract was terminated in September 2025. His story deserves empathy, but the speed of the fall remains extraordinary. Number 2. Alexandre Pato. Alexandre Pato scored on his AC Milan debut at 18, won the Golden Boy Award, and produced 63 goals in 150 matches for the club. His speed and finishing made him one of football's most valuable young forwards. Then, beginning in 2010, muscle injuries arrived repeatedly. Pato later admitted that he lost trust in his body and sometimes played through problems because he feared disappointing people. In January 2013, at only 23, Milan sold him to Corinthians. Short returns to Europe with Chelsea and Villarreal followed, but the original trajectory was gone. Pato continued playing elsewhere, yet never again became the elite striker Milan expected. Number 1. Adriano. At his peak, Adriano combined extraordinary power, speed, and a devastating left foot. He won the Golden Boot at the 2004 Copa America, starred at the 2005 Confederations Cup, and appeared ready to become Brazil's next dominant striker. Then his father died in 2004. Adriano has explained that the loss led to depression, heavy drinking, and the collapse of his motivation. Inter tried to support him, but his form and availability became increasingly unpredictable. In 2009, still only 27, he left Italy for Brazil. Brief comebacks followed, but the Emperor never returned to his former level. No player on this list disappeared more dramatically from the elite. Some careers were changed by one injury. Others were shaped by pressure, grief, mental health, or a decision that mattered more than football. Which player's disappearance surprised you the most? Write your answer in the comments, subscribe to Peak Selects, and turn on notifications for more football stories. Thanks for watching.